I'm so blessed that we have done business with you. You know, you and what your company stands for.
Just making sure that people can experience this as in the cafe and being part of that journey that you have created. It's so, we feel blessed. And whenever a person is moving their whole business, their whole life from one country to another, it's very important to understand the laws, regulations, and it's not very easy to ease into it.
There really was quite a lot of terrain we had to
Yeah.
get used to because there's the laws. Are we allowed to do this? Are we allowed to do that?
And our manager who's here with us, she has been here with the company for 13 years.
Hello, manager.
Whenever we go to her with any doubt, any complication, she has everything on her tips.
Beautiful that you have that light energy, that synergy. Because, you know, business can be quite heavy, hard, you know?
You need to have your part of experiences to actually end up where you want to end up.
How did you even get into something like this?
Of course, it was, the transition was heavy and there was I got cold feet so many times, but then I was like, let's rip off this Band-Aid, I'm going.
Fresh. And they're just throwing you onto the podcast like this, huh? That's awesome.
All credits.
You're
to
like
her.
that. I'll just take the challenges. Just bring it up.
And I still wonder how she does it.
Feels like we might need to
Still
bring her on for about 20 minutes and have a chat. What do you think? You can jump on, you can jump on? I think so. I think I hear the audience also saying that.
You would the experience is so the deep dive in your soul actually.
Zoe, welcome.
Thank you.
So, you know, as you said before, you're the one who has helped us take this license home. You saw an opportunity before I even saw the opportunity, and you took it before I even took it.
Being a people's person, I like doing this, so it kind of works with the client profile or the key area of the job, you know.
How did you build your confidence? What was your scariest moment?
Okay, I want to be an all-rounder, so if that's a focus area problem that I need to work upon, I need to work upon. When you're in fields like this, your job is always client-facing, interacting with clients, questioning them, so that kind of, you know, gives you the confidence, okay, you've done this so much, you know what needs to be done next. It's just like that. It's like you've done so many podcasts, you know what needs to be done next.
Oh, it depends what you say, so many. Only a few. Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Love it. I love it because your confidence and how you are. It's that kind of Western. It feels like familiar.
People like you help us, right? You'll help us by inviting us or introducing us to your community.
Sure, everybody. Are we bringing the manager on too?
Yes.
Okay, let's bring her on for a little while. I'm sure people are going, who is this woman? There must be a glow around her.
There are 100 more people who can come and talk about me.
Mama
I'm
Saima.
a universal mother in Shuraa
Oh,
office.
that's beautiful. So they come with their challenges, but it's all worth it, obviously.
You don't have to compromise on your religion. You don't have to give up your values. So if you're strong enough to create your boundaries wherever you go, you know, if you can't see your future, at least you can see your next step.
Nobody climbs Mount Everest by one jump. Their problems seem so
Exactly. Break
big.
it down
Go,
and
okay,
then,
let's just
Step
put
by
things.
step, let's fix first A, fix B, then fix C. Don't look at Z. We will be reaching at Z for sure.
So
It's about everyone has energy, everyone has positive energy, but it's all about how you utilize and when to utilize.
What is your ultimate dream? Where do you want to take this? Or are you living it, or is there somewhere that you see that you're reaching for?
Money making is, I believe, easy. What you are doing, if you're good at what you are doing and you believe in yourself, in your company, in your product, in whatever, one fine day, I think so, everyone will succeed. But there is time also. People don't wait for that right time. They want everything tomorrow, today, now.
And they look for shortcuts. Welcome to the New Earth podcast, recorded live from our vibrant New Earth cafe. Our surroundings are filled with authentic sounds and real actions, left unedited to preserve the genuine atmosphere we embody here at New Earth. Garima.
Yes. You got
There
it
you go.
right.
Word association is so important when remembering a name because
Yes.
here in Dubai we're meeting so many people and everybody's so many different backgrounds. I think you wrote something like 147.
Yeah, it's around 187 nationalities that we have here in Dubai. And yes, of course, vibing with everyone, remembering names of everyone becomes difficult.
Well, so thank you for giving me that word association. It's like curry, ma. I was like, Got it.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
I think you'll never forget.
I will never
Every
forget.
time you eat curry, you'll remember.
And I love curry. You know, in London, you got the Brick Lane, and you have the whole thing. So, yeah, we do a pretty decent one here as well,
Yes.
ish, at the New Earth. You'll have to after this, you have a bite to it. Is this your
Yes,
first time here?
This is my first time, but I have heard
Okay.
a lot from my colleague and from my friends as well. The location, the vibe of the place, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And yes, when we were chatting about coming for the show and you gave us that questionnaire, it was a soul searching exercise really, because I had to ponder very inside my head my experiences to actually give answers for those questions.
Well, they say the quality of the questions depends on the quality of your life. So that's the start. And it was, I've got to say, it's very informative, and I could really feel that you poured your heart and soul into it. And I think if you're the kind of person who really embodies that and your heart is there, then it must say a lot about the company you keep and the
Yes.
company you work for.
Absolutely. So from the beginning onwards, I was used to gel with people very easily, but coming here in Dubai, that trait in me, Dubai has enhanced that. And moreover, Shuraa has enhanced that because we get to meet so many new people, and Shuraa always embraces that part of us as advisors to, get into the heads of clients, what they need, what they require, be in their shoes rather than thinking what you, as a company, just be there for them. And I think that part I'm very helpful and I'm very thankful to
Yeah.
Shuraa for bringing that trait outside. That was so hidden and there was always there.
You've helped us. I mean, we're talking, personal relations here. We're not just, bringing you on here for no reason. In fact, Zoe, who will come on shortly,
Yeah.
to share her experiences, helped bridge the gap for us to actually have our license.
Yes.
So we can actually be trademarked. So that was a defining moment for
Yeah.
New Earth Cafe, and it's
Yeah.
awesome that you guys, to know that you are so heart-centered and so, let's say, focused on sustainability and kindness and cruelty-free, that those kind of values that you embody is what the company embodies.
Yes.
And I'm so blessed that we have done business with you, you and what your company stands for. So, I really appreciate that. And I'd love for you to feel free to ease into it and share what is it, you guys do. And for anybody who's here in Dubai, who's looking to maybe start something up, or anybody who's outside of Dubai, what is it you really do, and how can you navigate people
Okay.
in this space?
Okay, so first of all, just making sure that people can experience this, as in the cafe, and being part of that journey that you have created. It's so, we feel blessed. And for whenever we are able to provide such a service to our other clients, we feel blessed every time we do that. And when it comes to bridging the gap for other clients, yes, the UAE laws, and whenever a person is moving their whole business, their whole life from one country to another, it's very important to understand the laws, regulations, and it's not very easy to ease into it.
No.
And that's where we come in. So we are, of course, a 22-year-old firm, and we have, these laws, regulations, they are in our nerves now. And we make it very easy for our clients to be aware, to, soothe them into what UAE has to offer them.
But are you knowing the landscape so you can understand the terrain? Because when we first got here, my wife and I, we weren't even wife and husband at that time, and the laws were sort of prohibiting, men
To
and
stay
women.
together.
So there really was quite a lot of
Yeah.
terrain we had to
Yeah.
get used to, because
So-
there's a laws. Are we allowed to do this? Are we allowed to do that? That was just in the personal capacity. Now the business side of things is a different,
more challenging,
different
I feel.
kettle of fish, right? As the phrase goes. So understanding that you know this, because there are a few other companies. I think is Creative Zone. Would you
Yes.
say they're kind of similar,
Yes,
competitive?
yes.
Okay, because we were there
But
at the beginning.
they're still coming to that stage, because we've been here for 22 years and doing that. And our manager, who's here with us, she has been here with the company for 13 years.
Hello, manager. That's when the camera pans, but we'll show a picture maybe on the
Yeah,
top
yeah,
right
yeah.
of who she is.
She's been with the company for 13 years, so we
13
can only
years.
imagine the kind of experience she carries with herself.
Wow.
Whenever we go to her with any doubt, any complication, she has everything on her tips.
I got to
So
say,
it's
her
so-
energy is
yeah.
very calming. Like you
Yeah.
feel the authoritative energy she comes in, but like a nurturing quality. And she
Correct.
obviously has some fantastic
That's
girls
me.
around her.
And she treats us like that.
Yeah.
Even the company treats us like we are their children. Our manager treats us like we are their children, and she has her to nurture, to guide us.
A loving authority.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So what does that mean? Okay, so give us a little step by step. So somebody wants to come to Dubai. They got their business. They're not sure the terrain of Dubai. How would you help them along on that journey?
So when you're a nascent business, what you have is more or less a business idea. And of course, the investment part and the capital part is something different. But what we can help you navigate as to where you can start that business. When you tell us that you have a target audience, you have a target market, we can tell you, okay, open your company here rather than this area because you will find more customers here. Yeah,
Okay.
this is the way of doing it. Maybe someone wants to do an e-commerce business. They do not require an office space. But what we can do for them is to have their license, prepare the warehousing for them, do the logistics part and everything. So we also pride ourselves in creating this network of like-minded people so that they can benefit from each other's experiences and each other's expertise.
Okay, that's beautiful. Well, expertise really helps anybody who's not really sure how to navigate the
Correct, correct.
situation. And the fact that you can help people regards to, I mean, would you say that you've done sort of marketing that to find out the areas of what people like? I mean, how do you know where
Okay.
these areas are?
So we have dedicated teams who keep on engaging and onboarding these other third-party companies that
Yeah.
provide these services. But on a Shuraa level, what we can do for a nascent and company and to handhold them for the initial years of their business, we provide digital marketing services, and then we provide recruitment services, accounting and bookkeeping. So when it's the nascent stage
Yeah.
of a company, what we pride ourselves is in providing them with marketing. So we know better because we have helped other clients in the same domain where their target audience lie, which keywords would work on ad campaigns, so that in those ways we can help them. Then second of all, we can also help them with recruiting because every day we're receiving dozens and dozens of resumes. We know, okay, this candidate would suit for this client very much. Let's connect them. So that is where we come in. And then there are all, of course, accounting and bookkeeping part, which is mandatory now for many companies. And you don't have to worry. You can stay, if you want to stay outside the country, we will handle everything.
Okay. So even if you're out the country, you'll set up the logistics wise. And I mean, look, there's companies, and we've worked with different kind of companies, Creator Zone being one, you know. But there is something about you guys that brings that sort of relief. You know, there's something about, okay, we feel like there's a mother love, you know, with Shuraa, that you guys are there to hold our hand through a situation, a terrain that
Yeah.
we're not sure of. And I guess it's what's made you come to this podcast, you
Yeah.
know, that you feel that confident going, you know what, we want to show up. We want to
Yeah, we
say
wanna-
our piece.
Actually, I'll tell you one experience. So yesterday what happened, similarly, I mean, there's a client of mine who actually became a client because he was facing similar issues with some other agency and they were not replying and all those things. When they came to Shuraa, I met them, meet my manager. They were so in love. They wanted to start right away.
And get married.
today And today I met them again. It was such a wonderful experience for them. They're going happy, and that's what we pride ourselves in.
That's beautiful. Look, I just had the team bring over something called the wellness
Thank you.
shot. The wellness o'clock. The recipe will be shown in the video. Bon appetit. Has a little bit of a kick.
That was so refreshing.
I used to run clubs back in the days when I was in my early 20s, and it was called Mischief. And we used to do shots. So we've managed to transform this energy of mine to something a little bit more healthy and productive. So we've managed to keep the shots in my life, but now they're full
But
of
they're healthy,
vitamins.
more healthier.
So muzzle tov. So I love that. It's beautiful that you have that light energy, that synergy. Because, you know, business can be quite heavy, hard, you know. There's certain mindsets of people you bump into business, especially in Dubai. People think it's a bit of a, you know, a Western movie out here,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
we've faced our difficulties. And it would have been a lot easier to have met you guys at the beginning, but you
yes.
don't know what you don't know. You know
actually.
who to trust. Somebody says this, don't it?
You need
So-
to have your part of experiences to actually end up where you want to end up.
Exactly. And, you know, this is why we're doing a podcast, because, look, we're here. New Earth Cafe is here. Awesome people are coming here. We've set up certain things that we couldn't have done alone. You're sitting in the seat that you've helped us. And we just want to make sure that, hey, you're coming to Dubai. You want to make sure that you have the
Yeah.
right people to help
To
set
help
up
you,
your
yeah.
businesses. Do you choose what kind of business you take on? Because from what I saw, you said about sustainability, cruelty-free. Is there anybody, or do you feel like, you know, there's some that you gravitate towards more, or that's interesting to kind of find out?
Of course, I would not say that we pick and choose which clients we want to work with. That is not how Shuraa works at all. We like to onboard, we like to work with different kind of people. And that is where our specialty lies. Because of the expertise that we have, we can create a roadmap for them. For each business, a separate roadmap. Of course, cruelty-free business, sustainable business, it's all good for the environment. And with UAE coming on par with global level commitments when they took on the Sustainable Development Goal, the Agenda 2030, what we saw COP28. So Shuraa would have to be on par with that. But yes, I would not say that we pick and choose, but we can create separate roadmap for each of our clients. And now what happens is when we talk about such businesses like sustainable businesses, conscious businesses, they require our help more than others. Because these are the businesses that have not found, the ground for themselves yet. They need our help more. They need the navigation more. Because trading, professional services, they have been there. They have been there for 50, 60 years. It's easy for us to also make a plan for them. But for these businesses, they require special attention. And that is where we come in.
Okay, so this is quite intriguing. So you obviously had this sort of, you've had instructions that you're looking to make things as sustainable as you possibly can. So you have like a criteria. Is that because it's been injected by the Dubai municipality or Dubai? Is that your own ethos, or is it just you both align? And so any new company that comes along, you have to say, look, there are regulations that we follow because that's what
the
Dubai as a government said, which is fantastic. So you need to follow. So every company that comes to you needs to follow these guidelines to
Yes.
be sustainable, to have this sort of consciousness. Is that right?
Yes. And also, now what has happened is that there are certain rules which Dubai municipality has also come up with, and there's so many regulations with respect to hazardous equipment and material. So we have to adhere to those regulations. But what I could say is from past as well, Shuraa has made sure that the clients adhere to what is publicly allowed, as in to create that line and to create that boundary that, okay, if you want to go, we would always consult our clients to take certain precautions before taking any business activity. We would never be negligent towards what harm can a business provide to the public, to the outside world.
So if you know a company that's not, say, look, you'll take on any company, of course, but if there's a company that you feel is not assisting the whole in a sort of productive, loving way, you would say, look, you either say this is not going the right way or
Yes.
we can't do business with you.
We always make sure that they know that what repercussions they can face, and the way we portray these pointers to them, they always are then, they would rather take the right way than to choose to do whatever they're doing. And ultimately, one will do what they want to do. You can provide them a number of consultations that will not work. They would do what they want to do.
Okay.
Only so much guidance and advice we can provide. But yes, we always make sure they adhere to the laws and regulations and to keep in mind the general public.
How many times something come up in your business from what you've seen that somebody's come along and they're not willing to listen and you feel like they're going off towards the beaten track? How often does that happen?
From my experience, that has happened 1 or 2 times. But because Zoya is my senior, I have heard stories where with her that has happened around.
We'll get
10
Zoya
or
to
so
share
times.
those stories.
Yes, she will. She will be very excited.
Okay, we'll
too.
get her to share those stories.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome.
So in that case, we have our seniors and our legal team to always assist us. to make sure that client knows what they're doing, and then ultimately it's their choice. And then in those cases, we would stay away from working with them rather than be a part of what can cause harm.
Do you feel like, I mean, do you have a thing that you have to report them? Is it something that comes up when you feel like they're going in the wrong direction?
So what happens, and the ecosystem that has been created here by UAE government as well, is that if you want to deviate from what is allowed, you would sooner or later be caught.
Okay.
It's always good to not be a part of that.
Well, because there's so, you know, Dubai is a bit of a hot pot because everybody's coming here, right? And what that means is everybody's bringing their own beliefs, their own conditioning, you know, their own ideas. And as you said, 184 nationalities. I mean, all in a pressure cooker, let's say. But everything seems to be working, you know, everything, the universal law is everything's in duality, right?
Yeah.
Everything's in balance. And there's just so much happening here, such richness that it feels like it'd be a real disadvantage not to share that to the world about what's happening.
Actually.
And because there's so many misconceptions and blurred lines, that it's so important that we have companies who can find the right companies to help them transition with all the sort of colors of the rainbow that are happening in Dubai. So it's amazing to have you here. How did you even get into something like this? Where were you before, and how had you transitioned to this?
Okay, so I was in India before, working in Delhi.
Yeah.
And then I came across this opportunity on LinkedIn. So I went through the page, I searched, and it's a big move. It's a big move for a girl who's coming from India because the kind of upbringing we come from is always that girls should not leave home until they're not married and everything. So I, of course, my parents being my parents and understanding, so they gave me a go-ahead, okay, go, give the interview, let's see what happens. So the interview happened in Delhi itself, and they liked me, so they invited me for one more round of interview. And then I was finalized. I cannot tell you the butterflies I had in my tummy when I got that email that you've been selected and everything. My wall went upside down. So I'm moving to Dubai, which I've always seen in movies, in photographs, on Instagram. So of course, it was the transition was heavy, and there was I got cold feet so many times. But then I was like, let's rip off this Band-Aid. I'm going. And then when I came here and when I met people in Shuraa, it was amazing. The experience was so amazing because they just welcome you with open arms. They let you be yourself, an individual, to experience whatever there is to experience in Dubai. As in, from what I have seen in Shuraa is that you bring them any case, and what they'll tell you is, go experience it, and then you come here with an answer, rather than me telling you how to do this.
Okay.
And that's a very good way to learn something.
That's beautiful, because if they overly support you, you'll become dependent.
Yeah.
So they understand the balance of the universal law is, look, go out there, be challenged, because we're right here to support you. And we know with challenge, you're going to grow. If we over support you, you're going to, they call it entropy, you're going to degrade.
Yeah.
So you go and grow, and we're here to support you whenever we need. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What has been your biggest challenge?
It's both a challenge and a very good experience as well. Meeting so many different peoples from so many different backgrounds, it becomes very difficult to be in that tuning where you know what the other person means and wants to convey, and to grasp that and to give them the right consultation or to give them the right advice. That was challenging earlier, but now I am soothing into it. I'm liking it more. Networking events that we go to, when we get to talk to so many people from different nationalities, becomes very intriguing and very interesting, but also very, I feel a sense of accomplishment when I'm able to convey what I meant to say to them.
Okay, so it's about being heard and understood and being able to add value. Because obviously at the beginning it's very challenging. Have you got the confidence? You know, have you got the experience? So now you're in a place where you feel, okay, I have something valuable to add. I've gone through my challenging experiences. I feel like I can share my input. I have the support system around me that I can do so. How long have you been, you say, with
I've
Shuraa?
been here for 8 to 9 months.
Okay.
8 to 9 months in Dubai and with Shuraa.
Okay, so it's quite fresh Fresh. And they're just throwing you onto the podcast like this, huh? That's awesome.
All credits.
You're
to
like that. I'll just take the challenges. Just bring it on. Okay, that's awesome. What about your challenges, you know, like ripping the Band-Aid off? I mean, you culturally, where you've come from, I mean, it's very hard for people to step out of the condition and belief, especially within your culture, that, you know, you've got to do what your parents say. And if you don't, then you can be shamed, because families have a lot of pride. And what's the opposite of being proud is shame. So if you're doing something and they feel shamed, then they need to shame you to balance it out. And it's that kind of culture. How do you think you managed to navigate this? And is it because your parents are a little bit different? Is it because the times are a little bit different now? Just to kind of get an idea.
The times, I think, move slower in India compared to the West, because still the society is yet to realize what a modern woman is in India. They still want girls to get settled because they have hit 20s or in their mid-20s. I mean, being successful in career or making a number of, making an amount of salary doesn't make sense to them yet. But what you mentioned, that my parents are a little different. It's a very, I'm very proud that I'm their daughter, because when I went to my father taking this request, he said, it's okay, it's your life. Go take this chance. I don't want you to regret it afterwards. I don't want you to get married to someone that I have chosen for you and to come and say, you made this life for me. And
he didn't want to take that responsibility.
Yeah, he didn't want to. So he gave me this opportunity, and then I took it.
So when you say, you know, the modern woman, how do you define the modern woman?
So it's so, how do I say, it's so paradoxical that in India, I would always consider a Western woman as a modern woman who can show up to work, who's working 9 to 5, making certain, can afford designer bags, who has a voice, who can go up to her husband or her father and demand certain things. That would always be considered as a modern woman for me. Watching all those movies that we've watched, one of them being Legally Blonde, and there are certain movies, it's not on my tips right now, but that perception changed a little, and it's so paradoxical that it changed when I came to Dubai, because I met my manager. She's everything you can say is traditional, but yet modern, because of her thinking, because of how she engages with people. It's so, she is so traditional in her way and also so modern. And I'm still letting that absorb in me, that I don't have to lose my Indian self to be a modern woman.
That's so imperative, I think, because when you lose your identity, now there's a couple of things here, because what does identity really mean? You know, if we're going to go into transcendental awareness here and, you know, letting go of all the boundaries when we go into our spirit, which is unconditional, creative, and it has no boundaries. In the sense it's boundless. But also respecting your tradition where you've come from, to not run away from it, but however to integrate it into the modern woman, as you say, because some people can obviously go to the extreme. So what you were seeking for was the extreme, Legally Blonde and everything else, a highlight, because you were polarizing your tradition of where you were. So you've used that to pull your sort of self, to take the Band-Aid off,
from that and
to
go
come
there.
to Dubai. You've met your manager to say, it's okay, you don't need to carry on running towards Legally Blonde.
Actually.
You can actually integrate your tradition and be the modern woman that you think you're seeking.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's obviously, it's not all just positive, you know, the people in the Western world, because they have different stresses. There's certain things that maybe they're lonely because they don't have their kids and family. So there's obviously the downside of things, to keep us in balance, to not be infatuated with the idea that, wow, they have it all, because it's an illusion, right? So it's nice that you have somebody there to bring you into balance who seems to have that.
And I still wonder how she does it. Seriously, I ask this question, I think, once a week at least. How is she managing so many things that we see her manage? She excels at work. She excels at being with family when they need her.
Is there anything else you want to share that you find that is quite unique about you, that you feel is worth sharing, that maybe you haven't shared so much yet? What
Okay,
is your thing
so-
about, before I go into it, what do you feel is that part of you that's the void that you've been trying to fill your whole life that you want to share?
Okay, that is. I'm I cannot find words. Okay, first of all, I would like to share something about myself, as in this world which is running so fast, I sometimes feel that I feel that I have a kind heart, and I can, I have a lot of giving thing in me, and sometimes I feel that I do not get that back as much as I should. And I mean, it's also not right for me to say that one hand I'm giving and second hand expect someone to give it back to me, but it's always nice to. I just feel that it would be better in world if I can get those experiences back. This was not supposed to be part of this.
When you say get your experiences back,
Nana.
what do you mean when you say get your experiences back?
Like I would make sure that certain people feel certain way, they feel comfortable, they don't feel that they're lonely or neglected, but sometimes I would just feel that if someone could take care of me that way, and that's why I latch on to her so much, maybe. Yeah. And it's very interesting that I felt about this when I came to this country, because I think you actually you get to know about these things when you're away from home.
So that nurturing love, the very thing you felt you'd be missing, you've gained from her, and a
Yeah.
part of you feels like I'm quite attached to it. 'Cause I can see that, and I guess it's not even a guess. It's the most healthy thing you can do, because otherwise it becomes a codependent relationship. I throw that word out there. Who am I to say it is? I'm not a trained therapist, but whatever you see in her, you already have. And when you recognize that, you're able to give yourself that self-love. And we actually have a store just across the road called Self-Love. That's our other brand. But that is the self-love. And when you, like what you just shared today is beautiful, because you're being vulnerable on a podcast. That's why I knew you'd be great. I can see you're open-hearted and people are going to really connect with that, because you're going to resonate with so many people.
Hopefully.
Well, absolutely you will, because when you come from your heart and you're open, that is everybody, because that's the soul. And at the end of the day, the soul is connected. We're all one. It's the mind that separates us. It's the illusion to think that, I don't have these things and I can't get it, when you can actually give it to yourself. Because your higher self, your spirit, is just unconditional love. So when you tap into your soul, your higher self, and you're living by your highest values, then you realize that everything I need, the energy, is flowing through me. There's no one I need on the outside to give that to me. And when you give that to yourself, and you don't have that need from others,
Actually.
then you see, because when you give it to yourself, then you're not then
self-sufficient.
trying to look for another people who then feel they need to pull away from you because you're needing it from them. When you give it to yourself, you suddenly realize that people see you as whole and complete, that there's nothing missing that you need to find in it from somebody else, that in fact you have all those qualities that you admire, and it's just you recognizing yourself. And because your heart's so open, that is your superpower, that alone, your vulnerability. And when you really recognize that and you step out in the world and go, wow, that is my superpower, you can really let that permeate into every cell of your body and just be in a state of gratitude and love, because you're unique, you're special, and that is what you're carrying out there. That's why you're sitting in this seat right now. That's what had you step away from India when so many people are not able to do that. That's why the universe gave you the parents to be able to say, hey, go for it. And against all the odds and the movies you watched, you pulled yourself here, and you pulled yourself in a company. And it's saying, here you go, you're worthy of it, you're deserving of it. So your illusion is, I'm not getting it back, is actually I am. And I just need to recognize that.
Everything is there, yeah.
And everything is there. It's just our perspective. When we see a side that we don't recognize the other side, but everything is always in duality. You can't have a positive without negative. You can't have challenge without support. You can't have up without down. There's everything then. It's just a matter of shifting our perspective and going, oh, it's always been there. There's nothing I need to do. I just need to be in that state and feeling it. And I say that now, and there's moments we get triggered and we forget. It's just about remembering. Oh, of course. I just need to remember. It's like those fairy tales, So maybe this is a podcast about remembering and you going out there, because there's a lot of love that you're putting out there. And the fact that it's in the business world in Dubai is refreshing, because it can be daunting out there.
Yeah.
And people need people like you, to hold the fort by your spirit, because it can be a challenging world out there. And it's a beacon of light. So appreciate it, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this.
My pleasure.
This is very refreshing, and I'm feeling very, very good after this.
Beautiful. People might think, but she's got tears. Like tears of gratitude and love, I think.
Yeah.
Garima, it's
Absolutely.
absolutely been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
So happy to be here.
Zoe, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alex.
So, as you said before, you're the one who has helped us
It's me and my team.
take this license home, and we really appreciate it, and thank you. And I love your energy, how you come in, you saw an opportunity before I even saw the opportunity, and you took it before I even took it. So congratulations on that one. So that's how you are succeeding in your business. What do you think your most valuable trait is? Your commodity, your essence that's come in? I'm going to start straight from the get-go.
I think, and this is something that my managers and my managing partner tells me as well. I think it's about me being a people's person.
Yeah.
I love interacting with different people, meeting people from different diversities, understanding their culture, their styles, their lifestyles. And then Shuraa gives you that opportunity, isn't it? Any agency like Shuraa, but of course Shuraa is the best, so I would only speak about Shuraa. You get the opportunity to meet different people, and since being a people's person, I like doing this, so it kind of works with the client profile or the key area of the job,
Okay. So your thing, it's just a natural harmony for you.
Yes, I mean, if I go back in my career, I've always done jobs in the service sector where I am in the client-facing role. So our business is mostly concentrated in sales, so it kind of works hand in hand. There is no special degree or skilled training required to do sales. It's just the ability to be confident and be able to speak with your client and understand what basically they need. If you can have that knack and just understand your client, and I think that is 70% of your job done, if you ask me.
So you say confidence. Were you always confident in this area?
No. What I am today, if I go back 10 years back or 8 years back, Zoya was very different. It's again, the kind of education you do, the kind of training you do, the kind of companies you work under, the kind of entrepreneurs you work under.
Worked with.
But I've mostly worked under all my...
What does that mean, work under?
So they are the entrepreneurs, and then you're the employees. You work under them. You take guidance from them, and then you learn things from them, and that's how you grow and grow. So you work under them.
Okay.
Keeping in mind my background is very Asian, so we always work under our bosses, and that's how our mentality always is. Do you know where I'm coming from?
So when you say mentality, what does that do for you when you feel like you're working under? What's the positive of that, and what do you see the negative of that is?
I don't see it as a negative. I think the negative will only be that you will always work under someone and not work with or, along with someone. But the positives are great. It feels that, okay, you have a responsibility to do a job for a certain leader. And as employees, we choose our leaders. So it becomes like, if you like a company, you like the management, you like the perks they have for you as an employee, it makes you do more for them. It's not about, okay, this is my KRA, this is what my salary wants, I will just do this and leave. But when you see your management going that extra mile to grow you, promote you, motivate you, you want to do more for them as well.
Okay, that's cool. So when you said you had not the confidence, let's say, how did you build your confidence? What was your scariest moment before you suddenly was like, okay, I want to get confident here, I've got to step up?
I used to stutter a lot.
Okay.
And I had a lot of lisping issues as well. And my manager in my previous companies used to say, "You're not good in the mic." And even my professors in the university, because we had a lot of intercollegiate fests and stuff like that, and they used to choose me for emceeing. And I used to lisp a lot. So feedbacks from your tutors, from your managers, makes you feel like, okay, I want to be an all-rounder. So if that's a focus area problem that I need to work upon, I need to work upon. And how I started doing that is reading won't make my dialect smooth. I know I have to speak a lot. So I started, I'm a certified Toastmaster, which means you have to give speeches in 10 countries. And then once you've done that, you're a certified Toastmaster. It helps you with your accounts. It helps you with the confidence of speaking in front of an audience. So I think that helped me a lot. And also, of course, I've been part of, my specialization has been in corporate communication, public relations, marketing management, so on and so forth. So when you're in fields like this, your job is always client-facing, interacting with clients, questioning them. So my graduation is in media management, so I did a lot of interviews for a lot of people and stuff like that. So that kind of, gives you the confidence, okay, you've done this so much, you know what needs to be done next. It's just like that. It's like you've done so many podcasts, you know what needs to be done next.
Oh, it depends what you say, so many. Only a few. But you know what?
You're a very humble man.
Thank you very much. But you know what? When you said this, I mean, I really acknowledge you for the fact that you had this challenge and you didn't let it take you in the path of going,
No.
well, I'm not good enough, then I'm not going to bother. And, you faced it head on. Where do you feel you gained that confidence to take on challenges like this?
As Asians, when you go to a different country for any kind of an experience, be it education or work, it gives you the confidence. So when I went for my master's to the UK, as an Asian, when you go, you kind of get intimidated with different language styles or different accents. So that gave me the confidence, okay, if I can do this, if I can speak to any kind of people and this and that. So that slowly kind of gives you the confidence to, do more, get out there more, because you always want to achieve. You don't want to be not chosen for a certain thing or another. So it's always like that. So that gave me and I'm very competitive as a person as well. And I'm someone who works on her feedbacks. I love constructive criticisms, and any feedback, I want to work upon it. So whenever I've been told that you might want to fix this, you might want to fix this, and you might want to talk like this, and you might want to talk like that, I've always taken them in my mind and made it like an acquired habit. I need to fix this, I need to fix this. I don't want to repeat myself again. So it's just the practice,
Okay, that's awesome.
Thank you.
So when you were growing up, do you feel like this was something you always had, or was this something you learned from your parents? Was there a mentor in your life?
Fancy you say that. So my elder sister, she started her career as a voice and accent trainer.
Okay.
Yes. When she was
Go on.
young, very young, she started her career as a voice and accent trainer. Then she got into L&D and training, coaching. So when I was growing up, I used to see her do that. I used to sit in her training sessions, and then I got the opportunity to do some internships under her as well. And then all my elder sisters are like that. All my ambience has always been like that. Everyone I know or knew always speak very well. So you feel that, okay, the people around you speak so well, you need to speak well as well. Because if you're sitting in a table and 4 people are speaking well and the 5th one is Dilam Dalam, you want to fit in, so you want to speak very well. And since I come from a convent school in India, a convent missionary school, so speaking good English with correct grammar has always been a good practice by the nuns in our school. They used to hit us with a wooden ruler.
Oh, really?
Yes, we had that system.
Where
many
was the
years
school?
back. So this was in a city called Calcutta.
Okay.
In India, you have private schools, like how you have private schools in the European countries.
Yeah.
You have convent missionary schools like that. Like you have the nuns and everyone teaching you and stuff like that. That's
So
about it.
this is where did you say that was again?
This was in India and a city called Calcutta.
Okay.
So that's in West Bengal on
Okay.
the east side. And basically, that's where I'm from.
Okay. When did you move to Dubai?
So I moved to Dubai in the year 2020.
Yeah.
Just as soon the COVID was in the middle of the COVID, I would say.
Okay.
but I was in UK doing my masters, working with the company. Unfortunately, the company got furloughed because of what was going around in the country, and because I was a student that time, and my visa was expiring. So I said, okay, if not UK, let's try Dubai, and I'm so happy making that decision today
Wow,
because I'm
okay.
with Shuraa today.
Well, how did you get into Shuraa?
So was looking for good opportunities, and like Garima said, thanks to Shuraa being so active on the social media sites, kind of started following Shuraa for all their amazing activities.
Okay.
LinkedIn, Insta, I was like following Shuraa. I was so mesmerized with an agency like that, and I was like, okay, I want to work there as well. Just applied, and then one day the HR called me, and then I spoke with them. They were so happy. They said, why don't you come over? I met the HR, I met the managing partner, and I was hired.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Love it. I love it because your confidence and how you are is it's that kind of Western. It feels like familiar, And I got to say, I'm sure it works here in Dubai very well.
Yeah, yep.
What has been your biggest challenge since being here in Dubai with the company?
With the company, I don't see any challenge.
No challenges?
No,
How do you grow?
The company is so good. I think the only challenges in a business setup agency that we can see is the competition. Market is growing, competitors are coming. Every day we have a business setup agency opening up. We have so many followers, but we have a lot of people copying us as well. So if Shuraa is giving this, I will give you this. Some become mini Shuraa, they try to copy us, scam us, cheat us. I think that would be the only challenge a consultant like me would face.
Okay.
But apart from that, like Garima said, this company Shuraa is a family. It's not a group of employees working in an organization. It's a group of family members working in a family home. So that's Shuraa for us.
That's beautiful. Well, that's why you're here. How can you best protect people so that they know if there's a kind of scamming agency out there trying to be like you, but they're not really? What are the telltale signs?
Look, that's where people like you help us, right? You'll help us by inviting us or introducing us to your community. So having conversations like this, our objective always is to spread awareness. We do it through marketing collaterals. Of course, we speak to all of our clients. We do it through podcasts and webinars like this. But we know, because every day there are so many expats coming in this country, and we know, unfortunately, there are good people and there are bad people as well. But at the end of the day, we always let it out there in open and tell them, look, whatever's happening, come here, give us your documents, tell us everything, and let us guide you the right way.
But how do people know if they're in a place that they don't know? Because someone comes here, they see an agency, they got the lights, they got this, they got the charmer, they got this. What are the red flags for anybody to be like? What are the top 5 red flags?
Top 5 red flags is not having company banner, not having proper invoicing, and having all conversations in WhatsApp. You might know that NEC and I have a WhatsApp group and stuff like that, but the official documents, invoicing, and the quotation and everything goes through an email. You're aware of that, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But a lot of business setup agencies, they promote WhatsApp chats and stuff like that. It's always good to always know a business address, location. It's always good to visit them in their office, and not one visit, have multiple visits. Because what if the office is there today and it might not be there tomorrow? Never transfer money in a personal account. Always transfer money in a corporate account. Always ask TRN number for a company. These are small things here and there that you can look for
nice
a company
checklist.
being legit, isn't
Okay.
it? I mean, same you would do for a real estate. You meet a broker, you want to see his broker ID. So you meet a consultant, you want to see their business card. You want to quickly go on Google and see how many reviews or whatsoever it is. You want to see which year they were born. So Shuraa dominates the industry. We're 24-year-old and we are a one-stop destination, and we have been, isn't it? So these are the things.
Okay, that's very helpful because people don't know what they don't know, and
Exactly.
this is why we're doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
Garima mentioned before that you know a couple of stories of companies who come in and they may not want to stay on the correct path, and they may sort of go off into it. How do you handle that? I mean, what happens, and what kind of stories have you got?
There are many stories, but I don't know how many I can share because of client discretion that we have to maintain.
What you can.
But rather than sharing stories, I would share facts. So, there are times when clients they have their friends or they have their referrals who say, why don't you do this? Or why don't you choose this company? Or why don't you go with that agent? Most of the time, the clients don't understand the reason why they are promoting someone is they have some referral scheme going on. Irrespective whether the consultant will do a fine job or not, they always have their own personal means to push through. So in such matters, when a client walks in as a referee or something like that, we want to give them all the information. We don't start away telling them, okay, this is the cost for this, this is the cost for this. We want to understand everything. We want to then talk about our agency, what we do, how we do, go through the government process. Like, we want them to sit in the office for an hour to get the feel and the understanding. Because what I've seen in Shuraa when I was new and what I do now is I have seen people stay for an hour, and irrespective of whatever the reason is at the end of the day, budget constraints whatsoever, they eventually, after a year or two, do come back to us or do send their referrals to us. Because people who've already gone through something bad or a scam, we can't undo that. You know, this is Dubai at the end of the day. But we can save you from having future scams. This is what we can assure you.
Okay. From future scams. There's a lot of that going on in Dubai, and I think there's these stories that you hear. And look, we're dealing with our own battles. We've had when we first got here. My goodness, that has been something else. But I am glad that a company like you does exist, and that we feel you care and you're listening, because I think it's so imperative in business that people feel like they have a guiding hand to make sure they don't go off astray. Because you can get very caught up in business, you're looking for instant gratification, money, willing to slip up. What do you think the policies are that, Dubai is obviously expanding, laws are changing, regulations are,
Every day.
So what is the benefit for those who are, caught in the Western world? They know their kind of laws to a degree and businesses. What is the advantage of coming to Dubai?
A lot. The biggest advantage is the Sheikh himself has given so many foreign direct investment opportunities. Look at agriculture as a sector, look at real estate as a sector, look at retail as a sector. It's booming. And it's not only from the investment point of view, but as also from the employment point of view. I mean, there's no personal tax. So I would always love to work in Dubai. If I got an opportunity to go back to London, I would give it a thought, because all my money is coming to me, right? There is no taxation or something like that. So employment is great. Housing infrastructure is great. Road and railway is great. Amazing education opportunities, amazing institutes, amazing schooling over here for your kids. Everything is really good. I mean, you have great malls, you have facilities for everything. So this is UAE, or the Middle East, is no more a security blanket, but it's the future.
Yeah.
It's the future.
100%.
I mean, that's what I've been hearing from all my European clients. They're like, oh my God, the buildings, the infrastructure, it's like coming to the future of the world. So that's what UAE is giving you right now. Why not come and invest?
Well, especially in Al Baraa, we feel like it's its own beautiful oasis here.
Yeah. Like Garima was telling you, I mean, I was actually telling them when I came here for the first time, they did not seem Dubai to me.
Yeah.
So when she came, she was like, oh my God, is this where you came day before yesterday and you didn't bring me along with you? I said, I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry for that. But now that all of them are here and they are witnessing this, and
witnessing.
your theme, and then the cafe, and then the interiors and the exteriors, it's just working well.
It's quite biblical, isn't it?
It is.
Because we're in the wilderness, the new earth, under the seventh heaven, with self-love. There's quite a few synchronicities here, but it's all going in the book, because it's been quite surreal, I have to say, the whole experience.
It has.
Is there anything else you want to share before we conclude this, that you want people to know maybe about you, like I left it with Garima? There's something that, your uniqueness, that is, you want to put it out into the world.
My uniqueness or my talent or anything that I am today in Dubai is because of my amazing agency, Shuraa Management Consultancy. So this is not Zoya, this is the face of Shuraa. Any of your clients who want any advice with regards to their investment plan, we also have portfolio managers, we have investment consultants, any requirement for your community or anything that they're getting stuck with, anything that they feel that they're not getting the right information for, or any of the services that they need extra help, please ask them to reach out to Shuraa.
And who's the Zoe behind the Shuraa?
Zoya behind the Shura is a very happy-go-lucky, bubbly, cheer-free, and a very fun bunny girl who, after work is done, wants to enjoy, wants to have a great laugh, and then end the night with some good junk food.
Okay. Good junk food. All right. So you balance out by coming to the New Earth Cafe,
Yes, yes.
you know, regularly, of course, to kind of
Yes.
balance that out.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna have a nice berry cleanser, and by night I'm gonna feel very healthy, and then I'm gonna feel very guilty that I did not give my body some junk food, and I'm gonna order some burger or some pizza.
Okay, because to balance it out, because you feel like, oh, I've done a good thing, so that allows me to now go and do a bad thing.
Exactly.
Aha.
This is balance of life.
Absolutely. Well, we could look at it like that. Absolutely. Well, look, thank you so much, Zoe, for jumping
Thank
on.
you.
I think we'll have all the contact details and people can reach out. And, you know, if they want a bubbly consultant to help them through their challenges, let's say, and get the support they need, they can reach out to you.
Definitely, definitely. Alex, I cannot thank you enough for this
Pleasure.
opportunity. Coming to New Earth, it feels like I'm coming home. It doesn't feel like I'm coming here for the first time. Having faces behind the phone calls is just amazing. So it's not like I've met you for the first time. It's like I knew you from before. And your vibe is amazing. My team has fallen in love with you already.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So lovely to have you on.
Same.
All right. Sure, everybody. Are we bringing the manager on too?
Yes.
Okay, let's bring her on for a little while. Here we are. So look, this is your
A friendly chat.
friendly chat because that's all it is. And if you fancy getting a little bit closer to the mic, just making
mind.
your mic your
Yeah.
friend so the world can hear your beautiful voice, because so much lovingness has come from your girls that I'm sure people are going, who is this woman? There must be a glow around her.
There are 100 more people who can come and talk about me, like for days or week or month. I know them.
Wow, that's beautiful.
There are 100 more people.
100 more people. Okay, well, next time we'll bring them all here and have a bit of a queue. I might be here all night. So what's the best way? I mean, how do people say your name? What's the best way for people to remember
Saima.
your name?
Saima.
Just
Yes.
Saima. That's it. Okay.
In office, they also call me Mrs. Khan
Mrs. Khan, okay. What do you prefer?
and Mama Saima.
Mama
I'm
Saima.
a universal mother in Shuraa
Oh,
office.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
They
How
call me mother.
how did you come about it? How did you embody this? What was the traditions? Because you mentioned you're traditional and you're the modern woman. You've come together. Where did this balance come
I'll
from?
give praises to my parents, and not only father or not only mom. It's both of them who has raised us in a very balanced way, because when they were raising us as a child, and of course, like they know, of course, this in future what they are going to do, always from father's part, let me just tell you, they used to always embed in your mind, like you're winner of every battle. So whenever the challenge comes, be it a family challenge, be it a corporate challenge, be it your health or anything around you, back of my end, it's strongly embedded that, there is nothing impossible, first of all. So automatically, it works like that. For me, I'm immune to challenges, immune to problem, I'm immune to everything. Because in back of my hand, one thing keeps going on, that you can do everything. And that's how now I'm raising my 2 kids.
Wow. How old are your 2 children?
One is 11 and the other one is 10.
Okay, awesome. We have an 11-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Great. Amazing.
So they come with their challenges, but it's all worth it, obviously.
And then mom, she has strongly taught us, see, you don't, to be a strong woman or to be an achieving woman or to be an earning woman, you don't have to compromise on your traditional wearing. You don't have to compromise on your religion. You don't have to give up your values. So if you're strong enough to create your boundaries wherever you go or wherever you whichever situation you are into, definitely you can finish your work with your boundaries. It's not that you have to keep compromising things and then only you achieve certain things. No. And honestly speaking, that was always there, and that's what I teach them also. Because sometimes they kind of, get crumble, or that they kind of get sad, or they'll be having, this kind of, what you call it, panicking situation, how to balance things, It's so easy. And for me, what I make more easier for them, I just put things. I will like what you call it. I'll break it into more pieces. Like, okay, these are 10 problems you're talking about. Let's start from one, because it's a very famous saying. If you can't see your future, at least you can see your next step. So always push your child or push your team to at least see the next step and take. Let's take the next step, then only we are going to take the second step and the third, and then if it's 50 step away, we will be reaching there for sure.
Okay, so one step at a time. Nobody climbs Mount Everest by one jump. They take the first step.
Exactly.
So you help them chunk it down. Their problems seem so
Break
big.
it down.
Go,
and
okay,
then,
let's just
step
put
by
things.
step, let's fix first A, fix B, then fix C. Don't look at Z. We will be reaching at Z for sure.
Because they feel overwhelmed. Yeah. So you help them feel a little bit okay. I can do it. So you say you can do it. You just haven't had a strategy
Organize it
that's
better,
helped you
yes,
before.
yes.
So where did you say you learnt this strategy? Because for you it's easy, where most people on the planet would say, no, it's definitely not easy. How did you get to that place?
See, it's easy. When you keep things in mind that it is easy, you see things in a different way altogether. Like yesterday, one of my team member turned up to me and he's like, okay, I can't see my 12 months, how 2024 I should spend. It was very easy for me. In 10 minutes, I just wrote it down, email to whole team and send it to them. Okay, you have got 12 months, right? God has designed calendar 12 months. He has some reason behind 12 months. Start doing 12 things in 12 months. At least by 2024, you see accomplishing at least 12 goals. So among that 12 goals, it's not just, company formation, or it's just not bringing in revenue or bringing in podcast videos or bringing in a social media video or attending an event. It's about 12 different dishes you have to, some new dishes, dish like a cuisine, you have to come up with 12. You have to try, go out in Dubai. There are plenty of, new cafes like yours as well. Like
Not quite like New Earth, though.
No, not exactly. But yeah, when we talk about cuisine, every day you see different
course.
restaurants coming up with different
course.
cuisines. So yeah, go and try 12 cuisines in 12 different months according to the season, or plan some 12 trip outs, or plan some 12 events at World Trade Center, or be it anywhere, anywhere in Dubai, because Dubai is place of it's a happening place. Not only Dubai, UAE overall, I must say. So things can be broken down into, like.
Seems like you believe in them more than they believe in themselves.
I do, for sure.
And because you
And
have
I
the
know
strategy.
their energy. They do have energy, but it's not, like, see, always I believe when we were a child, or when we were being raised, or when we were grooming up, we need someone to give us a guideline or a map or a direction at least. Always we keep saying, no, you have to channelize the energy. So there should be someone to channel, give you that channel, like, okay, go here, take right, take left, and go straight.
Okay.
So it's about, everyone has energy, everyone has positive energy, but it's all about how you utilize and when to utilize at max, when to utilize it less. Sometimes, like today only, I was telling them, like, when you guys are working crazy, have a 5-minute breather also. So it's in Hindi we call it, there is a mudra, like, one second I'll ask Garima. Garima, what was that, this nasal breathing thingy? Even while sitting in a fancy cafe like yours, New Earth Cafe, surrounded by trees, you have plenty of oxygen around you, you can breathe in, right? And that calm you and make you ready for your next.
It's your amygdala, because the amygdala is the stress, fight or flight. And when you're reactive, you're not seeing the reality for what it is. We're getting caught up with. So these breathing exercises are to bring us back into our executive function.
Yes.
Prefrontal cortex, where we can be our best selves, be aligned to it and not be emotional. Because ultimately emotional, distorting the reality around us. And, when you're young.
At work, we have to channelize the energy with strategy. It's simple, channelizing the energy what they have with the strategies what we have for them. Goals achieved.
Well, I say young because when I was young, I think I had this issue a lot. And depending on how you're brought up, when you're young, you can be absolutely in your executive function.
Yes.
And when you're older, you can be completely emotional because you haven't had somebody like you as a mentor, let's say, in a business that helps them to navigate. Because most people don't have that mentor,
Correct,
you know,
correct.
and you are a mentor to these people
Yes.
that from your experiences, you understand, you see what works. It's worked for you. And that strategy, and you're able to, it seems like, teach or, I'd say, mentor by just saying, look, this is what I do and it works for me. Why don't you give it a go? And they obviously trust you and they feel
Exactly, see?
your nature and they feel your nurture. And it seems that's where the trust comes from.
Exactly. It's all about trust and giving them enough time and space to perform. Because if being a management part of the company, you can't just keep pressuring people or you can't be forcing people to do something. You just have to give them the guidelines and give them enough space and time. to
Enough
achieve
time
it,
and
yeah.
space where they can spread their wings.
Yes.
I mean, it's beautiful. What is your ultimate dream? Where do you want to take this? Or are you living it, or is there somewhere that you see that you're reaching for?
I am reaching towards what actually I was manifesting from my childhood. Of course, I want to be a strong woman, which the moment I finish my graduation, I jump into this industry, and always, like, in my first job only, within 4 months, they come up with the new role. Okay, you have been promoted as a manager. When I joined Shuraa, within a year, they promoted me as a manager. So things has worked very fast for me because maybe I was pretty much organized and delivering my best. Because when I come to work, my intention is to give my best. It's not that, okay, I'm just an employee, I have to punch in 9 to 6 and withdraw my salary. No. When I work, I give my heart and soul 100%. Again, when I go home, throw my bag, change, I'm ready for my next, what you call it, household second job.
Let's say. Yeah. Well, that is
For
probably the
my
most
second job.
important job, right? But sounds
So
like you have
that's
your...
the reason these girls were praising that how she balanced, because I know, see, it's important, it's important. I can skip things, I can't blindfold my eyes and just ignore things, because when we start ignoring our responsibility, that's where we are damaging things for the longer term. No problem. Today I'll be like exhausted doing my first job and my second job, which is a corporate job and a household job. But I know since I'm giving my best, I'm in my late 30s, I can give my best. And people like you give me more motivation, because when I entered today, saw you, saw your wife, I don't want to ask your ages, but you guys have given me one, like, again, just looking at you guys, now we are talking, but looking at that energy itself, I'm like, okay, my next 20 year also, I have to dress like this. I have to be full of energy. I have to be, like that person who is...
I thought you were doing that to grow a beard. I was like, no, the beard, just leave that to me.
No, not for that age. But yeah, you guys are into fitness. I can see, like the fit bodies. You guys are into good shape. You are into your good health and energetic. And you're passing on to your surroundings as well.
Thank you for observation, because I've observed you and I really admired the qualities. And at the end of the day, if you can see it, you've got it, right? And, what is health? What is the point of it? Before I was a gym guy, I did all these different things. And obviously we have a health cafe, But I realized health is letting go of the idea that it's for the outside, but my health is for this temple that I'm carrying around with me. And my most important thing is my spine health, because that is the channel.
Exactly.
That is what holds us all together, and everything else fits around the spine, right? And that's the chakras line up, and
I was noticing that also,
with
your body
chakra-based
posture when you are sitting like this.
Yes.
I'm like, okay.
Yes, like, and I do my
He's
yoga
justifying with
practice
his-
every morning.
yeah.
And I don't do as much as I used to do, and I can just do what I feel is best for my spine. I'm not doing it for the sake of I need to look a certain way. As soon as I let that go, there's a lot of emotional baggage that we carry. And, my wife and I are continuously growing and developing ourselves, reading and, going within and dealing with the challenging truths, where we're confronting certain things that most people wouldn't want to touch. But we do what we need to do because for us, we're creating the new earth. And the new earth is, okay, there's the idea of it, but who do we have to become to make this a manifestation? I know it's not for the faint-hearted, you know, and it's not something that, you know, it's morning to night, and it's really something that, you know, it's what we embody. And, you know, there were still aspects of my life, even at the age of 40, that I felt like there were certain things I had to do. I was like, why do I feel like I have to do something? I carried on this condition since I was a child. Certain things with my father, you know, there were certain chores we had to do. It was just the way it was, you know. And when you feel like you have to do something, there's resentment, there's grudgingness. You feel like you're a juvenile, dependent in some way. But then when you become an adult and you still carry that, you're not fully an adult yet. You haven't fully owned yourself. And it's just a matter of shifting in perspective. As I was saying to Garima earlier that we were on the podcast, that just shift your perspective a little bit and go, wait a minute, I don't have to do anything. I get to do this. I can choose to say yes to something and I can choose to say no to something. Wow, what a revelation, you know. Weight lifted. And it was just a matter of a little tweak like this. So when you said the balance, your team are so like impressed how you balance it. It's because it seems like it's not something that you have to do. You get to do it, and it's also a must. Like, it seems like, well, this is it. I'm not going to, you know, that's why you still have maybe the energy. I mean, well, how do you feel about what I've just said? And do you feel like there's some moments that you feel like you have to do it, or you feel like, you know, everything's a get to? Because, I mean, we're human, you know?
See, different situations will give you both, you know, like situations. You will be in both situation at a time, but yeah, you have to do it means you got to do it. If there is something in my plate I need to do, means I got to do it, like irrespective, whatever the circumstances, whatever the time is, I have to do means I have to do. Like for us, like, of course, you'll be, I don't know if you will be surprised or no, after having such a nice big team, I'm raising an autistic child as well.
Oh, wow.
So one of my son is an autistic child.
The universe really gifted you, huh?
I am raising a special needs child.
Wow.
He himself is a challenge, and I've seen all the mothers coming to that center. What they are doing is they are housewife. Only reason is because I have a special need child, I can't balance both. I'm like, come on, girls, like, universe has created women in a very, you know, like, we are not simple. I think so. Every man agree we are not simple. Even science will agree we are not simple. Human body or woman's body is quite complicated. Plus, we have got internal and other challenges as well. Not talking about that, but yeah. If God who has created believes that yes, I can hold a child in my womb for 9 months, give a delivery, which science says that, okay, it's kind of like cracking, you know, 28 bones or I don't know, whatever number of bones being, you know, those labor pains and this. If God has selected me in that manner that, okay, she can go through all of these, why do I keep telling myself, no, I'm weak enough to not balance my office and not balance my, you know, like special need child? I can balance everything. There's a balance inside my body, but I have to just balance my mind to take the challenge and do it. It's all about taking the challenge and doing. The moment I start thinking in other way around, no, I can do one thing a day, I'll be doing just one thing a day. If I tell my mind, no, I can do, in 15 hours, I can do 15 different things, of course, I will organize my day and my brain and my body and my energy according to that.
Where do you draw your energy from?
It all comes from here.
Where do you draw your energy from?
I don't know. It will be like, if I tell you the truth, it's in my mind. I feel like something has been, you know, like fitted. My parents have strongly fitted in that you have got all the powers you need. I feel like I have a button here. Morning when I wake up and I start scheduling my day that I need to do, or automatically looking at my checklist or looking at my routine or looking at my schedule, automatically I like, okay, no, I'm putting my energy here, I'm going. Like this thing was scheduled for them, but when I see their excitement, what girls are up to, I'm like, I'm going there.
Mm-hmm.
I am going there.
You were
Since I
giving to
have
yourself.
yes. So since there was no any meeting being scheduled, so I'm like, since I have this time, why not to utilize like this? Meet you, meet Alex. I've heard a lot about Alex. I've heard a lot about Julia. I've heard a lot about New Earth Cafe. Why not go and see? They were also surprised in a car. They were asking like, how come you just changed or thought about, to come this place? I'm like, of course, New Earth Cafe, Al Barari. What else I want in my free time?
Absolutely. Just to feel the nature.
Exactly.
Well, this is where you're drawing your energy from, right? This is self-love. That you're sitting and going, you know what? I'm seeing
Rather
the
than wasting
excitement.
time in office thinking about 10 different problems, okay, when problem will be there, I'm there to fix. You all got my back. But since I have two hours extra in my hand, I'm going to utilize it.
Beautiful. You're giving yourself something because you are giving so much to so many young people around you. And you are not only doing that, but you're dealing one of the most challenging things is being a mother. But on top of that, to have a child that is gifted in his own way,
Yes.
but you're having to navigate this specific gift that he can somehow fit into the world, which is the universe only gives people these challenges when they
here
think they
also
can handle it.
It was a challenge when I went to India and having a lot of meeting lot of doctor and taking consultancies from them. That okay, what to do, because when he was 4 that time I learned that okay, my child is a special need child. He's got what you call it, moderate autism. He's on autism spectrum. In India, the medical is not so advanced yet. They were like, oh, it's challenging. It is like it can never be fixed. Your child you have to be with him throughout his life. He can't be able to do anything on his own. But no, being a mother, apart from what doctors are saying, what psychologists are saying, what therapists are saying, apart for apart from that, I used to sit with him when I'm playing with him or making him read a book or bedtimes. I used to just watch him carefully because I don't know, it's inbuilt in me that I observe things a lot. So I was observing, and then I want to pick out the positivities. So I'm like, okay, in his autism center, Dubai Autism Center, he used to go that for his therapies. We got him enrolled in Dubai Autism Center in Al Garud. So I've seen special need with handicap, those situations, those who can't walk, drivers are bringing them in wheelchair and all. I'm like, first of all, the best part here I can see is my child is not physically handicapped. Second of all, okay, he has got a speech delay. Okay, I'll fix it. I'll talk to him 3 hours every day. I'll make him talk whatever I speak, he will repeat behind me. I don't need, irrespective they are doing inside, the speech therapies and everything. But still, after reaching home, throwing my bag, changing.
You love a challenge, huh?
Yes.
You're like
I
me in that
sit
regard.
with him every 3
Yeah.
hours, every single day, and talk to him. Even if I'm driving him out for a long drive, I will be talking to him continuously in my car, prompting him, Mohammed, say this, Mohammed, say this.
That's where the universe came in because it's funny because you had these people saying never this, never that, and the support came in you saying, I hear what you're saying, but no, this is what I'm going to do. And you roll up your
Exactly.
sleeves because that's the universe. The challenge and the support came in. And that's how it is. So they challenge you and then there's something called homeostasis where the brain balances things out. And there you came in to step in and go, that's it. That's where I'm like me. Somebody tells me that we can't do something. It's like,
Oh,
hold my
I'll
beer,
show
as
you.
they say.
Yes.
All right, okay. Well, let's do this.
Yeah.
And I think that's what
I'll
we
make
kind
it
of saw in
happen.
each other. Like, okay, you're like a soul connection there that we can recognize one another and say, okay, because the building the new earth is against the grain. Everybody would say, well, of course, what does the new earth really mean? What does that mean? I'm like, well, the old earth is conditional. The old earth is the can'ts. The old earth is the illnesses and there's no cure. The old is just limitation, where the new earth is possibilities. We're shifting
When I was coming to
the
your
boundaries.
place, I have one question. If you don't mind, I'll go ahead and ask you, what make you think about this name? I'm loving your brand name, which is New Earth Cafe. From where that idea came in?
Okay. My wife and I, when we met just before COVID, we actually met properly on New Year's 2019, and my whole life shifted the next night, like a fairy tale. It's going in the book. It has to. So we met, and then COVID hit, and then children were, I met her two boys. So suddenly we're in lockdown together. We're homeschooling and everything else. And we obviously, in lockdown, we had many nights looking at the stars and contemplating, and something just came through us. And it was first the conscious kingdom, this emblem that we created, and then it became the new earth. And this is before the cafe. Okay. This is the new earth. What is the new earth? This ethos, this philosophy, this, how do we expand this to go all around the world, And, we had, because we're coaches, we were from this background. I was a speaker before. Okay. I used to represent Success Resource, the largest promoting company for personal development in the world. Tony Robbins? He's a big American speaker. He was like, you know him in coaching, right? I used to speak on behalf of Tony Robbins. Okay. So that's why I used to travel the world and do talking and all of these things. So there'd be, hundreds of thousands of people, just that was what I was doing. And then I became my own coach and my own thing. I had the Uncovering the Action Hero Within and all these different, workshops. So my wife and I came together because we met and, she was a coach as well and she had a podcast. So we just met, and this is why I'm putting the book together, because the synchronicities of what the universe has given is just too unreal. That it's like we're being bestowed upon to create something called the new earth. Yeah. And so it just came from our higher selves, our spirit, our telos. So there it is, the new earth. And then I look at the new earth and go, wow, that looks beautiful. Am I able to stay in the new earth myself? Because I knew the Alex at that time still had a lot of work to do. Okay. So there was something like we birthed this thing, but I still had to be held accountable to this new earth, this sovereign, unconditional loving state, and I wasn't there yet. And I didn't know if I'm building something, if I'm able to even stay in it with my wife. So there was the work, digging and, getting rid of this and, looking under the carpet and all this junk and oh my God, And, all the years of, we had a company with my friends called Mischief when I'm in my early 20s. So I had a bit of a rock and roll life before. So it's been an interesting life. So from one extreme, Mischief, to then creating the new earth, it just feels like divine has stepped in and intervened into our lives and said, this is something you must do. And suddenly we're in the wilderness. And I've read in the last year the Bible. Okay. I say the New Testament separately. I've read the Quran. Okay. And I've read Bhagavad Gita. And I'm reading, all these other books, scripture, and I'm looking at all these synchronicities of these books. I'm going, exactly, what is going on here?
There's a lot of similarities.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, we've got to put it in a book because it's kind of cool and interesting. And then I thought, what is the new earth? And this podcast came in, and how do we pull in people like you? That is like the shield of honor and love that, because people can get mixed up with other people, but how do they find people like you that goes, come, you want to set something up? We'll make sure that you are looked after. And that's why they come to companies like, that's why we've used you and we've had a success, And that's why we're here on the podcast, so that people can trust the brand, the new earth, that whoever we bring on, best we can, is those who have similar values to us. And they recognize and go, if the new earth have them on, we know they're okay. We know that they're going to look out for us.
The trust coming in.
Yes, because that is what it is. We're in a world of misinformation, and people are out for it for their money or likes or, whatever it is. It doesn't seem like it can be coming from an unconditional loving space where people feel.
That's what, when you're saying, nurture. I can imagine a life, outside New Earth Cafe. It's chaotic. It's chaotic when it comes, be it license registration, be it anything. There is a lot of competition because people think that there will be no tomorrow. Unfortunately, they don't believe there will be a second.
It's an instant gratification.
Day. Yeah. Or they're good enough to conquer something or get something. What they feel just to get rich or to get anything in a short span of time, they need to snatch it. but that's not again a truth of life. Like when you are good enough, like how you mentioned, you guys have met Shuraa, and then you felt that energy, you finalized. Of course, everything has been taken care well, but then energy matched, right? You came with a good intention. You came with good intention. We are having clear intention and utmost transparencies with the process, with whatever it takes to establish company. But then there's plenty of cases which comes every day in day out saying that okay, he has taken $25,000 and no response, because that particular person who has taken 25,000 and ran away not responding to client, he must be thinking this is my only opportunity, or this is my at most, what do you call it, like at most ability to make money. Money making is, I believe, easy. What you are doing, if you're good at what you are doing and you believe in yourself, in your company, in your product, in whatever, one fine day, I think so, everyone will succeed. But there is time also. People don't wait for that right time. They want everything tomorrow, today, now.
And they look for shortcuts.
Shortcuts. And unfortunately, these people, be it their business, be it their relationships, be it their anything, does not last for long, unfortunately. People, those who build their empire slowly and steadily, of course, that's permanent, that's forever.
Well, it's a universal balance. Whatever comes up quickly must fall quickly.
Exactly.
And we're here to go, well, we're here to leave a legacy for, if we can, thousands of years,
That's
something left
what,
behind.
yeah.
So however long it needs to take, okay, it's going to be the rest of my life. I will never retire, because to birth the new earth, this is the best races I used to love were the cross country with a baton and then passing it on to the next person to run. And that is what it is. We are holding the baton, and when I'm about to go, it's here you go. Go and run the race. But it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So is there anything else you want to share, that your uniqueness, there's something about you that you want to feel people want people to know about you?
I will definitely share that, but I would like to
Okay.
hear from you.
Go
what
on.
have you observed in me so far?
Well, I observed a quiet strength. There's a power, like a mountain. And I feel that you are the one that people lean on. But I wonder who you lean on at times.
Oh, that's an important question and a nice one, because when you said lean on, of course, there is one person who comes to my mind is my husband.
Of course.
I have got his back, like he is a strong, and I will say he's a secure guy,
Okay.
like a secure husband always, like give that belief to the wife or the partner that you have always got my back. You are tired, you got my back. You are stressed, you got my back. You are running out of ideas, I'll give you more ideas. Anything, be it raising child, be it running his company, be it running my job, always he is being a supportive partner, not only just a husband or a father of these kids. He is in real meaning, he is a partner. And yeah, rather than calling husband, I always call him my best friend.
Absolutely. I think that's so important. It's not just, my husband and I'll go and do my thing and I won't share, because I've had relationships like that. But to find your friend, to find your person, to find that and go, wow. And the thing also, when you find that person, you can project also some of your insecurities and things like that. And if that person is able to still be there, as I've done with my wife and onto each other, there are times, and they're still there because they love you unconditionally.
I love, yeah.
You're like, wow, that gives you that fierceness, that power. So if that's the reason that you have that quality, because it's the man who you have by yourself, as well as your own self.
Yeah, what I see in this gentleman, being a secured man and coming from a very strong family where, of course, parents were working, he has seen his mother working. So he's never judged me on anything, any kind of decision. Of course, we are human. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I might go wrong in what I'm saying or what I'm thinking. But he never judged me.
Wow.
He guides me.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. I mean, it's rare
So if I have 100% energy, he adds on that 100 more. So I'm like 200 every day.
Wow, like Superwoman. You can stand in there with
Yeah.
your cape. So is that then ultimately that seems like your also superpower, ultimately your relationship.
And now adding to that 200 energy, mashallah, I see my son, Ibrahim, who is 10-year-old. He is mix of mom and dad. Like, but he's more likely to be, like son, father like son. So he is additional one, like even if I serve him with a plate of food, he'll be like, Mom, you're the best mom. Those words, oh my God, after, like having busy 10-hour every single day from Monday to Friday, and when you serve food or dinner at night to your son, and the first thing comes out from his mouth is, you're the best mom, that give me extra 4 hours of energy that till 2 a.m. also I'm ready to do much more, like.
Beautiful. Well, it seems like that is your purpose ultimately. You're living by your purpose by nurturing your children to become the best version of themselves, and you get to do that at work. So that seems like your superpower.
Even in his grades also, whenever he gets good mark, he's like, Mom, last night you were behind me, but see my result A plus, it shows that
Wow.
that 3 hours has worked, like for every single thing what
Recognition.
he achieved, he at least come back and like share his mind, share his heart that, okay Mom, yesterday we did this, and you were being pushy, but I can see what it's taking me.
So he appreciates your love.
He
Appreciates your
appreciates.
guidance.
Same with my husband, like and that's what the son has learned from the father, like even I make a cup of tea for him,
Yeah.
he will definitely praise that, okay Saima, oh wow.
This is the best cup of tea I've ever had.
And in Dubai, this karak chai culture thing, he's like, I hate going to cafes and grabbing chai, especially because chai cannot be better than what you serve.
I'm not going to say, should we get him to come to the New Earth Cafe? I think we get him to try
He
one of
would
our
love
chai.
to
Maybe he'll
come.
go nearly as good. We'll get him on camera. All right, let's bring him out here. I would like to see, to make sure at least that there's a cafe out there. But I think he's going to say,
Definitely,
obviously,
I'll
yours
bring
100%,
him,
and he
yeah.
should do, because he loves you and he's always got your back.
It's about love, yeah.
Thank you so
love
much.
Love and respect, they are again a man of dignity and respect. They respect women.
Yeah.
They're not just judging me that, okay, this woman, she must be tired, and why to sit around him and discuss ideas. Moment I go home, do my kids' homework and all these, things around, at night we are discussing business. He discussed every single business with me.
So it's inclusive. He doesn't judge you for being. This is what the New Earth is about. It's
He
man,
know
woman.
everything what I do, I know what he do every day. Like,
I'm sure he trusts
business,
your perspective.
Yes.
Because it's love. I'm like that with my wife, 100%. In fact, that's why we have a team around us, because, you want to make sure that you are fully secure. You're not just going by your own self, that you have somebody you can bounce off and go, okay. If she said okay, I trust her judgment. So it's beautiful. Thank you so much for jumping on. How did you find it?
My pleasure, and thank you for inviting us.
Yeah?
Thank you for
Did
this.
you enjoy it?
I'm loving it.
It's like karaoke, right? Once you start, it's hard to get off. It's just, I could see
Loving
that.
it.
Well done.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks for calling us.
Pleasure.